There was a cool thing I figured out the other day. If you have a game where you've got some steps, like so, and I'll use multi-clone to clone out a whole bunch of steps at once. So to do that, you hold L1. Normally you move stuff with R2. If you hold L1 and use R2, then that clones it. If you now let go of L1 and then press left on the D-pad, it goes between them, and right on the D-pad, makes it go further beyond them. But then if you put a rotation on it, like that, you can clone a whole bunch, and now you've got stairs. And when you let go, kind of lock into place like that. And now I'll add a puppet. Probably make those stairs a bit smaller for the puppet. And now let's try and go up the stairs. Okay. Cool, so we can go up the stairs just fine. But it's a little bit annoying to kind of have to keep on adjusting the camera manually ourselves. And there's not really... there's a camera gadget, a camera pointer over here, where you just set the angle you want it to be at, and then it will follow the puppet but stay at that angle. But that's not very useful either, because you're in the middle of the stairs and stuff. But there is a way. So what you really want is a camera pointer like this. If I demonstrate, if I just have a box, I'll put it on grid just for habit, and then I stamp that onto the box. If I hold L1, it will surface snap to it, and that's fine. And then I can say at this angle, I think that'll do. Now if I put a rotator on there, you can see how that works. Where is it? Rotator. And surface snap that on there. Then I can change this gizmo so that it's rotating in that way, and then I play time, and the actual camera pointer is also rotating. So if I play now, then it's rotating the view that it wants to be at, the angle that it wants to be at. So now we can put that into the middle of this staircase. So around there. And then instead of using a rotator, we can use a look at rotator. And for this, you give it the name of a tag, and it rotates the object to look towards that tag. So let's just try that. So let's add a tag into here, and that is in the green section. And you just add a tag, and we'll name it player. And then in the look at rotator, we'll name that player. So we can use up and down on this to kind of as a shortcut to find the right names. Give it strength and damping. Right, so it's now looking at the player directly, but it's kind of off because the look at rotator has this arrow which decides what is forwards and what is the way it's looking. So if we move that round there. Oh no, let's go, yeah. So the camera pointer is going to point that way, towards the middle of the staircase, and we're going to be over here, and then the camera's going to be over here. So we want this box, that to be facing the player, so that the camera looks the other way, like that. So now the camera's looking at the player from that point of view, but it's kind of messing up because it's also rotating instead of just rotating around like that, it's also rotating up and down like that, as you can see like that. So if we turn off strength in Y, then it won't try and look up and down, it will only try and look around. So like that. So now we go into play mode, and it's not like moving up and down and stuff, it's just rotating around. So let's just go up the stairs, and it gets the camera to look onto the stairs kind of thing. So we can just push right and effectively walk up the whole stairs. And you can make this faster, though because we're using the camera pointer, it's that affects it kind of has a transition time trying to get to this target rotation. So if you move around really fast, see, it takes a little while to get to it, even though the cube is caught up already. So if you want to, you can use an actual camera. So if we go like that and surface snap that onto there, we can scope in and then pull back out. So say there, and now it will stay on that camera unless we move like out of the range of the camera. Then it will let us move around as normal. But it will stay snapped to that camera perfectly, and we can go up like that. But then because we're moving up the stairs, it's harder and harder to actually see. So we actually want to move this cube up with us as well. So we can use another gadget called a follower. This uses a tag as well, so we can use the player tag. But we want it to, so if I play time now, it moves towards the puppet. But we only want it to match the puppet's up and down, which is the Y. So we want to turn off strength in the other directions, and the damping as well, because we don't really care about that. So now the cube moves down to match the position of the tag, because the tag is actually in that chip next to the feet. So if we move that up to the place we want to get to, move in front of it a bit, and now try it. So now it's going up and down with us, like that. So that works fine, but if we make this bigger, it'll even happen if we're like further away from it. Like if we go here so that the camera works, and then just rush over there, it's kind of, you want to just control it so it only happens in here. So what we can do is have a keyframe. First we'll turn off the camera, and then we'll have a keyframe that turns it on, and then just make a trigger zone which detects the player by default. Let's rotate that. And then put it over here. Like that. So now when we get near the stairs, this will send a signal, and use that signal to power the keyframe that turns things on. So now we're fine. But if we go into this area, now we're using that camera. I'd like to thank Jason AC, Jack Power, Dead MC, and all of my other supporters for making this tutorial possible. Check out TAPgiles.com to find out how you can support me in helping Dreams creators. Thanks for your consideration, and I'll see you in the next one.